the most respectful shadow of destruction, or the most respectful villain of all time. What kind of the title does Jura deserve as a villain? Maybe as far as we follow the character development in every villain in the Naruto or Boruto universe, we have to accept the fact if Jura is a villain who really has an attitude that respects culture. Literally, some villains in the Naruto or Boruto universe have no regard for the places where they choose to fight, and even if it results in innocent casualties, if the villain has the desire, they will go through with it and destroy everything in their path. But yeah, it's all simply because of a pure attitude and heart, untouched by deep hatred or resentment. Even though Jura is the reincarnation of Ten Tails himself, but thanks to code that makes Ten Tails into several parts, it creates Jura as a leader who has a different attitude from Ten Tails himself. Having such a deep desire and knowledge, Jura was very resistant and angry when a bookstore was almost destroyed by those who wanted to fight with him, because for him, it was a very valuable treasure. Oh yeah, today I'm here to do a quick review and discuss some interesting points from chapter 16. Starting with the reveal of the Hirai Shinjutsu, Koji's identity being uncovered by Shikamaru, and a few other exciting moments from this chapter. Maybe some of you think that chapter 16 is a very boring chapter because there are no battle scenes. But in my opinion, once in a while we have to take a break from scenes full of fighting, right? Because of course, it will be a thing that will be monotonous if a story is only filled with fighting. Precisely with some dialogue and flashback scenes, it will certainly be an important information to predict as a story or plot twist that will occur in the future. And if we're still talking about chapter 16, I have a question for you guys. With the revelation of the Hirai Shinjutsu mechanism, or flying god technique, Boruto has that, is almost similar to Minato. Which do you think is the best among them? And if I may give a reason, maybe Minato's jutsu is by far the best. Mechanically, Hiraishi Minato only needs a mark or seal attached to an object or body. Without giving a chakra, the seal will still function as a medium for teleportation. And even more perfect, even if Minato is dead, the seal will remain on the object. And this was proven when Minato was in the 4th Shinobi World War, when he moved the Bijudama that led to the Shinobi army and he moved it to the sea. And although Boruto is said to be a genius because he created his own jutsu by doing trial and error several times, but for now we have to admit that Boruto's genius has not been able to fully match the ability of his father's technique. Moreover, Boruto needs some form of metal object as a medium for him to teleport. In addition, Boruto needs the help of the toad Kashin Koji to carry the metal object to the place where Boruto will teleport. Although this is said to be still effective, but it can be said that this is not entirely perfect, because he still needs some help from a toad. And in your opinion, will this Hiraishin Boruto in the future surpass and be more perfect than his grandfather? I want to hear your opinions, guys. And still talking about chapter 16, I have another conclusion between Sarada and Sumire who have different points of view on Boruto, with a quote on the cover of chapter 16 that says, "If love is seen not with the mind but with the eyes." Masashi Kishimoto has actually given us a clue about who is more suitable to be Boruto's partner. But if I may ask first, who between Sarada and Sumire is more suitable to be Boruto's partner, guys? Literally, Sarada is always worried about Boruto's safety. Even when everyone intended to kill him due to Ida's ability to swap Boruto and Kawaki's positions, Sarada begged her father to protect Boruto, even awakening her Mangekyo Sharingan. No matter what happens to Boruto, as a friend and someone who aspires to be Hokage, Sarada always wants to help and protect him. That's why, after learning the reason why Boruto doesn't fully open up and prefers to bear all the burdens alone, Sarada shows empathy toward him. Especially with an enemy said to be no weakling, Sarada is genuinely concerned that this could lead to Boruto's death. I don't know what Sarada will do, but certainly, from the bottom of her heart, we can conclude that her concern for Boruto is absolutely based on her deepest feelings. Because if we see in chapter 6, when Boruto comes to Konoha, Sarada's face really shows that she really has feelings for Boruto. But if we compare with Sumire, she always thinks about Boruto's feelings without doing anything. But this is really complicated. Sumire does care and worry about Boruto, but if she has to force herself to help Boruto, of course Sumire doesn't want to do that because she will be afraid if Boruto doesn't want it. More precisely, with the situation and conditions where Boruto wants to bear everything alone because he doesn't want to cause anything bad to happen to his friends. And especially Sumire and Sarada, Sumire respects Boruto's decision. Because once again, they don't have enough information to help Boruto. Meanwhile, Boruto chooses not to say much to either of them. This, of course, creates a very complex perspective for us to consider. Which of the two, Sumire or Sarada, has a more realistic point of view toward Boruto? Sumire seems mature. She really considers all aspects of what will happen if they force themselves to help Boruto. Because if they force themselves to help Boruto without having enough information, of course this will endanger their own lives. And of course this will get Boruto in trouble too, right? Meanwhile, Sarada seems to resemble her uncle, Itachi Uchiha. You probably still remember the scene where Naruto and Itachi met for the first time. There, Itachi shared an important piece of advice with Naruto, who was determined to bear all his burdens alone, just like Boruto. Itachi told him that carrying all the weight alone is impossible, as it would lead to the same fate Itachi himself endured. Naruto needed others to help him, because no one in this world can shoulder everything on their own. This part of Itachi's personality is reflected in Sarada's mindset. No matter what challenges Boruto faces, Sarada won't let him bear them alone. Even without having enough information or knowledge to assist him, Sarada's priority is to help him. And from these two perspectives, which of Sarada and Sumire is more relevant and realistic for this situation, guys? And about the matter of Sumire openly and blatantly declaring her feelings for Boruto in front of Ida and Sarada, believe it or not, if this will cause a big plot twist or problem in the future. It's true that Sumire is a person who has been able to hide her feelings from the beginning. Even with her facial expressions, we will be surprised by what happens to her. And maybe when Sumire really expresses her feelings, it's the result of what she's been hiding. Even when she sees Sarada hugging Boruto, Sumire really holds back and hides her hurt feelings. Especially if she knows that Sarada knows that Sumire likes Boruto. But in conclusion, with Sumire's honesty, Ida will surely find out sooner or later if Sarada or Sumire are just pretending, if they are in her charm. Even from the beginning of Ida's arrival, Sumire and Sarada hid and pretended like they were in her charm. But with this being revealed in the future, will Ida feel that Sarada and Sumire are a threat to her? But if Sarada and Sumire haven't done anything harmful to Ida so far, she naturally wouldn't make a big deal out of it. Besides, Ida also longs for a genuine friendship, untainted by the influence of her abilities. So what do you think is the most interesting part of this chapter, guys? I'm waiting for your opinion. Oh yeah, thanks for those of you who have subs and likes. I'm Nim. See you in the next video. Bye-bye, Databayo.